Okay, I have 10 o'clock. I will call the Harrison County Commission meeting for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026 to order. If you will rise and join us in the invocation pledge, please.
Heavenly Father, you guide us to walk by the Spirit so that we do not gratify the things of the flesh. Thank you for the blessings here in Harrison County and all our surroundings, that we can support our local fire departments, so we can support our local authorities, that we have the means to do so that we can touch those who don't have and be able to share with those who want to participate in the community, Lord. Thank you for this wonderful community that we live in, from one end of our county to the other. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is anyone signed up?
No.
Okay. Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Anyone on Zoom wish to speak publicly? Okay. Hearing none, we will move on to number 2, the consent agenda. What's the pleasure?
Motion approved, please.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Payroll change notices A, B, and C. What's the pleasure?
Motion to approve A through C, please.
Motion to approve 3 payroll change notices, A through C. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 4, minutes and or amended minutes of previous meetings. We have A, regular meeting minutes from April 24th, 2026. What's the pleasure?
Approve A.
Motion to approve 4A. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices, A, B, and C. What's the pleasure?
Motion approved A through C.
Motion to approve 5A through C. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, motion carried. Number 6, it appears that we just have exonerations. So we just have 6A. What's the pleasure?
Approve 6A.
Motion to approve 6A. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 7, review, discuss, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2008A Charles Point Number 2 North Land Bay. We have one for $88.50. That's the pleasure. Bless you.
Approve A.
Motion to approve 7A for $88.50. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion carried. It doesn't appear that we have anything for 8 and 9. Am I correct on that? It says there are none. Okay. Number 10, review, discuss, consider certifying election results. Can we do this yet? Okay, I didn't think so. Okay.
So 69th delegate district can be done 425 today. 72nd delegate district be done as of 10:41 today. 2nd congressional district tomorrow by 3 p.m. we can do it. And then 12th senatorial, we're still counting Calvin. We're not sure. And then Calvin will probably be the hold up for all the states up.
That's the lay of the land.
Possibly we could do a Special.
We can piecemeal, that's what we usually do, the ones that we're able to, will, very.
Okay. I guess we'll deal with this in the near future. 10:05. I think we have special funding request for the Wallace Volunteer Fire Department requesting $3,000 towards their Wallace Day at the Park Festival Fair.
Good morning, Commissioners.
No.
This is, instead of the homecoming this year, we're gonna do a day at the park. As you can see, instead of typical day and a half or day and an evening, we're gonna do a whole day on Saturday and do all of the activities that we typically do on Friday evening and Saturday afternoon. We're gonna do a whole day on Saturday. So we're gonna start at 9 a.m. and do our plan is to do 3 bands. So instead of doing a Thursday evening and a Friday evening band and a Saturday evening band, like we've done in past years, last year we did a Friday evening and a Saturday. We're gonna do 3 bands throughout the day, get the fun to do that. We're gonna do the kids rodeo, the firefighter rodeo with the obstacle course, the water battle, the concessions from the ladies, the like I said, 3 bands, the vendors that we bring in, we usually try to get in, we'll walk rock climbing wall, the bounce house that we can bring in. Local people bring in some vending, some local crafts and stuff. Lizzie's Shake Ice comes in. It's really a day for the kids. Have a lot of folks local there that say that, you know, they don't get to use the park. It's a really good day for the kids to come in and experience what Parks and Rec have done lately to improve the park. And we asked for the funding to be able to get bands in and get that seed money to get our concessions started. And so we've asked again for $3,000. Basically, we've condensed what we normally do into the one day. It's really the same thing that we normally do. It's just instead of doing Friday evening and the half a day into the evening on Saturday, we're doing the Friday evening activities on all day Saturday instead of the half day into the Saturday. So if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
So anybody have any questions from Betsy? Okay, what's the pleasure on the special funding request? Wallace?
Hey Betsy, I'll make a motion to go ahead and give you the $3,000. And I know you didn't know it. Should be 1,500 because it's a one day event. If you want 3,000 next year, you better make it a 2-day event.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, the motion is for $3,000 for the Wallace Volunteer Fire Department funding request. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Number 11, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for the following. We have A for general county and B for vital service. What's the pleasure? Motion to approve 11A and B. Is there any discussion? You have anything, David? Or you want to look at that first? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now it is 10:10. I believe we have another funding request from the Clarksburg Harrison Regional Housing Authority requesting $1,500 towards their back to school event.
I'm not a partner. And I had the pleasure of working for that agency for the last 26 years. Last 21 of those years, I'm an action. As the beginning of World War VI. Every year we've been fortunate enough to have all back to the match. We start with the children every year. We book bags, school supplies, personal hygiene products, and maybe school personal use and everything. We try to bring the event to them. It's a lot of families are there for fun. So we try to bring about playful games, try to make it a fun day for children. So asking this year here for with us to help supply book bags, supplies, food product, anything that we may need. And I've also solicited other agencies and stuff to help us out.
Does anybody have any questions? I don't. I think it's a good thing you're doing. Motion to approve the $1,500 for the Clarksburg Harrison Regional Housing Authority. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 13, review, discuss, consider approving the purchase of a farmland protection easement in Harrison County. It's Robert Suon, 24.62 plus acres for $61,600. What's the pleasure?
Let's get 12.
Oh, I did. Thank you. Review, discuss, consider assessor's budget revisions for fiscal year. This is number 12, fiscal year 2025, 2026. What's the pleasure? Motion to approve assessor's budget revisions. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now we'll do number 13. And what's the pleasure? And a fixed signature. Motion to approve the purchase of farmland protection easement in Harrison County for Robert Suon for $61,600 and affix the appropriate signatures. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 14, review, discuss, consider reappointing Orpha Swigert to the Harrison County Solid Waste Authority Board. What's the pleasure? Motion to approve appointing Orpha Swigert to the Harrison County Solid Waste Authority. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 15, review, discuss, consider rail trail security, potential executive session to consider matters arising from the appointment, employment, retirement, promotion, transfer, demotion, disciplining, resignation, discharge, dismissal, or compensation of a public officer or employee or prospective public officer or employee. Is there a need to go into executive session?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I think the time has come that we need to, it's past time. To get something on the rail trail, whether it be a park ranger, it be law enforcement, or I'm to the point where a security guard. I would prefer law enforcement, but I'm here to talk about it and figure out what we can do. I think my opinion on the law enforcement is I think they could do more than a park ranger unless somebody can set me straight on that. My question would be, what can the park ranger do? Say that somebody's speeding down the trail. What authority do they have?
And the authority would derive from the county ordinances related to regulation of the rail trail for the park ranger. we kind of kicked this one around. We'd hope that Charleston might give us some teeth in the last legislative session. They did not. The difference is kind of somewhat similar to a DNR officer versus a deputy in terms of presentation. It's not a great analogy, but that is a relevant analogy.
I mean, a deputy would have a little more authority, is that correct? Or do they still go by the ordinance?
Well, they would be enforcing the ordinances, but they would
But
have
if they're
broader,
breaking, if they're breaking a law somewhere, they could write a ticket
that's true.
forthwith or take somebody forthwith or,
100%,
okay.
100%, yeah.
And I also, that means to fall under the sheriff, and that's what I wanted to follow the sheriff when it comes to his enforcement of the county.
Yeah, the question in my mind is just future funding. There might be grants available for more of a park ranger type role that might not be available and more the law enforcement role, but that's a theoretical question, not a certainty.
It's also who we get ready to apply for.
I understand.
And I agree, Susan, it's done its task.
Way past years.
So as I understand, Patsy, you want to hire the sheriff to do this?
Well, I'm not hiring the sheriff, he's elected.
Well, you're hiring his people to do this.
We're not hiring his people to do them. He's elected. He has a staff to provide for our county service, protection, and security. And I'm not doing anything that's different than across the United States of America, David. I expect the sheriff to do what he does, and he does it well. Peter, there's that kind of sheriff, do you want to add anything to that?
I just have a couple questions. If we're gonna fund 2 deputies, is that the way I understand it?
I didn't hear anybody say it.
Yes, that's, I mean, there was money budgeted.
We have to have 2, and we get one.
Yeah, we
Can we hear from the sheriff?
Sure.
I mean,
If he wants to,
Yeah, sure.
Robert, would you, Sheriff, sorry.
That's all right. Whatever you guys decide, and together, make it happen, successful. We do have 2 deputies hired, assigned 2 deputies to the trail. Days off, vacation, you know, whatever your guys' expectations are for hours, coverage, or, meet whatever expectations to the best of our ability. And go from there. If there's ever grant funding that you guys can hear the park ranger route. Decide that, how you wanna do the trail. But be that place, whatever you guys, on the trail. Trail's very large, as you guys know, so designate one, be kind of tough. Be tough with 2, but I think if we work together and figure out a plan on how you guys want to structure it, where you want them. Kind of be transparent with all of you, explain. You sit in one and Barry, they're gonna have to be moving, and it's gonna be. They're gonna have to call 911 if there's, if they're not in the area and they need them there. Instead of getting on Facebook. Putting on a rant room, calling out to one. I think you just push out some information, but. All we work together, whatever, sheriff's office work together with you guys, whatever you guys need, whatever you guys decide. Stand for questions.
So who would be the person in charge of what they do each day? Would that be assigned by you, or would that be assigned by Parks and Rec?
Work together, be the.
I need a little more than working together, Robert.
You guys want to set it up? Your expectation.
Because I don't want to find out that people we've hired are covering for vacation or working somewhere else instead of working at on the trail or working something that we're doing, that they're truly assigned to us.
Dedicate 2 full-time deputies trail. We have a list, certain civil service list of files, so we'll be able to hire 2 full-time deputies and designate 2 deputies to the trail. But just going in, we gotta realize that there's time off, there's sick time, you know.
These will be civil service employees.
Yeah.
Where if we hire park rangers, they're not civil service. And don't fall under all the ins and outs of civil service and the cost, so. I know we budgeted, I don't know if we budgeted for civil service employees. Trey, can you draw something up that ties future sheriffs?
Well, I don't think we combine future administrations within our framework. I can draw
So in
so
2 years, we could have a new sheriff and this all goes away and he just got 2 new deputies.
well, yeah, just like in 2 or 4 years, 6 years, you could have a new commission. Yeah, we try to tie it to an annual public year. But I kind of view it, if this is the route you're going to go, similar somewhat to courthouse security, in the sense we'd be working together. We'd define a patrol period. You all would need to decide what resources you're going to give, ATV, UTV, e-bike, that type of commitment, which was in the budget for this project. But we can certainly do all that, just however y'all want to slice it.
Who had that? Who had that ETV that you guys procured and, the electric bike, the e-bike that we procured on grants? And even if you guys go to the Ranger route, that's, you guys are welcome to that.
All right. I know we've discussed it, and we've discussed it for future budget. Does anybody sit here today and tell me that we can afford to do this now? Money,
My understanding, yes.
and that's taking into consideration the increase in jail bill that we seem to not want to talk about in the meeting.
Well, this is the first I've heard you bring it up or anybody bring it up, so
What, the increase in jail bill?
I think we need to find the money. Or we've got to do something with these trails.
I think you got budgeted $200,000
Next year.
for the next fiscal year, start July 1. Then you look at the jail bill, and as we thought, it's a vicious circle. So you get these people out on the trail, they're body. What do you do with them? And you take them to jail, and they rack up a jail bill. They normally kick them out if they're not. You're lucky to get them in there 5-10 days. They're down there on our dime. That way. Mr. Hinkle said, we're paying for some of these municipalities. The vicious cycle, you know, you get these bad guys out there. Break the law, what you do with them. I mean, try to get them on the deferred adjudication, alternative sentencing with, on partners here with Unity Corrections. Maybe we get more people on that program. Yes, it's just like, well, I don't think we can arrest our way out of the problem.
How does the director of Parks and Rec feel about this? Is she on the line?
Is anybody on from Parks and Rec on Zoom that wishes to
Hi
speak?
guys. Hi guys, this is Kim from Parks and Rec. I have not been circled in on this other than to originally give Trey some recommendation on my feeling about the need to have an ambassador on the trails to enforce our codes and ordinances, as well as giving information about our trail system to the public when they ask. My thought, just kind of off the top of my head on this, is that we would want somebody who can enforce our laws, but also be approachable to the public. But I haven't been circled in any deeper than the original conversation with Trey to just give him my opinion, which I just shared. So I'm happy to collaborate and work with the sheriff's office. If that's the direction the commission wants to go.
I just want a direction. That's all. I want us to do something. Whether it's a park ranger or the sheriff's department.
And a lot of it's moral hazard. We've always talked historically about just having a more physical presence. It's kind of like patrolling a highway in a way.
You're not gonna stop it all,
You're
but I
not gonna
think
stop it
when,
all.
we
You're gonna
compare-
write some tickets, you're gonna give warnings, and it gets the word on the street that if you're out there and you're doing the wrong things, you're gonna be held accountable.
I have a feeling that it's a civilian type security, they're gonna call us anyways. When that, but you know, the actual criminal that they're being with. There was video circling with the guy that was nodding off down in the front. They're gonna call us anyways. So just an observational line. Place that all put together.
See, that's why I mean, one of you could just take care of the situation right there. For 95%, if not 100% of the issues that happen. But again, I'm not opposed to the park ranger, but that's the only reason I prefer the sheriff's office. And I think your guys could be. How did you word it, Kim, with the people? And I mean,
Approachable. If we think about a concept like we have in the schools, where we have resource officers in the schools that the students can go to, they're approachable. I think, we want the public to feel safe on the trails. I personally would like to have our officers on the trails be able to provide information about the trail system, similar to what a park ranger does in our national parks and our state parks. They not only provide the security, but they're also the eyes and ears on the trail to know what's happening, if there's a maintenance issue, if there's a challenge that needs to be addressed, but they're also there for the public to ask questions about the natural resources that are along the trail and the history of the trail, and continue to tell that story. So that's a unique person.
Intentional, he was 40. Moved on, he had a great relationship with the public. I think they have that relationship with everybody in the county. So, I agree.
Susan, I think for the money, we're gonna hire 2 deputies. We know what that costs. That means it's gonna be vehicles, uniforms. It's gonna be
you're gonna need that for a ranger too. I mean, you need all the same.
You're not gonna be buying shotguns and pistols and armored vests and all the other stuff we buy. I think you can probably get 4 trail rangers that can work throughout the week. And if there's an issue, they can call the sheriff, or they can call the local police department if it's in their jurisdiction. But at least with rangers, if there's something going on at one of the parks, they can show up there and operate.
A deputy.
If something happens and the sheriff will have to tell me, if there's a reason they're gonna leave because there's a call that's going out for something, they're not gonna sit there at Parks and Rec. If there's a shooting at the top of Bridgeport Hill, they're gonna take off and have to go to that. They're not gonna stay put.
I spoke to Chief Deputy. Good and dedicated.
Just think it's a big expense to add 2 deputies than just to regular employees. Then when push comes to shove, we can even roll this into become Parks and Recs employees, and Parks and Rec can try to cover the cost instead of coming out of general. So I just know that I think that, the better use of our money.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we hire 2 deputies to then designate them on the rail trail. Is there any discussion?
Want to make a motion to hire 4 park rangers.
All in favor of my motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Any opposed?
No,
Okay. Well, your motion, want me to follow through with your motion?
please, I
Okay.
want it on the record.
Okay. Mr. Hinkle's motion was to hire 4 park rangers for the rail trails. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. Thank you, Sheriff. Thanks, Kim.
Effective date of hire,
It does.
Okay.
Our budget is for the first.
just so it's clear.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought about that. Okay,
To be honest with you, you'll never have 2 deputies hired by July 1st, sure. There's a process,
Right.
it's quite, this may be 2027, quite frankly.
You're right, you're right. We have backgrounds active that are halfway through, so that's a good time. Thank you.
okay, number 16, review, discuss, consider Summit Park lease potential executive session pursuant to 69A 4B9 to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition, which if made public might adversely affect the financial or other interests of the state or any political subdivision.
I want to do an executive decision, man, but
You do?
I do not.
Okay.
Now, I understand that 2 weeks ago, Commissioner Hinkle made a motion on this, it was voted on and passed, it was turned it over. What's the question today?
Trey's prepared a lease for them, for everybody to sign. That's what we're looking at now.
So on 15, before we go to 16, I think this is just a recommendation. You need to think about some signage like active enforcement zone or like high impact enforcement zone.
Mr. Attorney, I don't mean to
On the
interrupt
rail
you,
trail.
I've talked about that for 6 years, like I talked
Well,
about.
I
park
just-
lots behind me, like I talked about animal control, like I talked about bridges, like I talked about rail trail. I appreciate your comment and I thank you for that. But it's just another thorn in my side that nothing ever gets done that we talk about this bench.
Okay, well, I'll grind it a little bit further. I just think that we need to do it if we're gonna
We'll do it.
put officers out
We'll talk
there.
about it.
On 16, I was asked to prepare a lease. We did, and I'm gonna summarize it. Then I talked to Ms. Gain before today's meeting briefly. The commission has the absolute authority to lease to a nonprofit. We've got to get them compliant. They're still, I checked this morning, they're still showing as non-compliant at the Secretary of State's website on the nonprofit level. Once we do that, this lease has been edited by Commissioner Hinkle, by Kim, by Laura, probably by Michelle and by myself. And it's what the county wants it to be. It's an annual, you basically would, it's through the end of the calendar year, then we'd consider it every January, what y'all want to do for the next year, because that ties into their season as a softball entity there. If they make improvements, they would run with the land. The rest of it's fairly straightforward. There are material covenants and limitations. So there is an open access portion of this because the deed into the county has an open access requirement for the park. That's a covenant contained in book 1607, page 973. So we built that into here to protect the public use as well. And the lease here really relates to the ball fields and the access and the infrastructure that goes with the ball fields. Questions?
Yeah, Trey, when I read the grass cutting, I didn't see where you made it. They were responsible for all grass cutting except the lower field that's multi-use. You still have just 8 foot around the fence.
So they're not, you're taking the bottom field away? Is that what you're saying?
It's not baseball field, it's multi-use.
It was a softball field.
It's in
Well,
the
I'm-
lease.
No, okay. I'm gonna say something right now.
Please
did-
do.
I didn't know how to handle this. But I'm gonna handle it right now. I'm gonna say something. It's been a thorn in my side for quite some time.
And mine.
No, it has nothing to do with the softball field. I look at our attorney bill. We speak to one commissioner and we rack up fees. Now I hear that one commissioner was involved in this lease. Something has got to be, and one commissioner goes to supervisors or goes to various employees to get things done. Something has to be done about this. I don't know what can be done unless everything needs to come up here and we vote on it before you move forward on anything. But that's my 2 cents. So I'm tired of being left out of things and I'm not crying like a baby. But David, you are, how many times, and I'm gonna call you, I can't help it.
Say it. Go ahead.
I mean,
I talk to
Here-
Trey all the time because you know what? You guys ask him to write up contracts, agreements.
well, then
enter into
we need to
things.
discuss it right here or in that room.
With who?
All
He
of
doesn't
us.
ever come in here. You once in a while. We come to these
Hey,
meetings.
if you,
Has either one of you two read this?
oh, yes, I have, sir, and I got this new one an hour before the meeting.
Well, all the previous ones have said the same thing. It never said anything about the giving away the multi-use field. Talks about ball fields. That's
Well,
what
that's
we're
what we just named it a multi-use field recently.
Listen, Susan, they're supposed to be in charge of the whole damn park. That's what was charged, and Trey trimmed it down to just the 2 ball fields.
Well,
If
they
you
are
wanna go
working
back to
on,
the whole park,
they are-
I'm all for it.
they are working on the bottom where, before they got stopped.
Who
We're
told
working
them
on
they
the
could do
bottom.
that? You?
No, I did not.
Who gave them permission to work on the bottom field and tear stuff down?
They-
What, one that you never agreed, that you never followed through on? You never followed that lease. I can't, you guys say you got money, but you never came and told us what you were doing, and you just didn't follow the lease. Okay. With no permission.
I didn't know
Wow.
I.
I want to make a notice to it for the newspaper. You cannot, if we say you can use one of our facilities, install something because you feel like it. That is not a blessing because we say you could use it. So if you're down at the Ellis, you can't go ahead and build yourself a stand for to sell your stuff just because you want one. Because I'm finding out today that if we tell you you can use something, you can do whatever you want. Is that how you took that? That we just didn't care what you did? And while we're commenting, what's your relationship between you and Susan? Because whenever you have a complaint, this is who you go to, Susan. Why are you in charge?
I'm not in charge.
You work for the county, sir.
No, I work for the people in the county.
Exactly, and I'm one of the people in the county, and I would really appreciate you talking with me.
I wish you would respect what we do with you.
Respect.
I don't think so, no.
I made one mistake. But
Are you-
the mistake he done and apologize in the last meeting.
You want me to get the other agreements out and we'll go over 'em on the things that y'all didn't do?
Never mind that those parks are being used, those ball fields are being used and weren't used for years. And there's children playing in that park. A community is thankful to have this in their community.
Susan, I don't argue
But-
any of that. I've tried to get money spent in that park for years and have had nothing but fighting over it. I've tried to get lighting. I've asked for grants for lighting. I've asked for the 2 ball fields to be tore down and redone and made regulation. I was the one that fought to get the backstops replaced. So Do I think that it's a good thing? Yeah, nobody else fought for it. Hell, our people at Parks and Rec didn't do squat over there. We didn't even have. The fences were shot. We replaced the fence. This commission's done all kinds of things to try to make those fields usable. But I made a motion, you two passed. This lease doesn't follow that motion. So if you guys want to rechange and revote that, she's responsible of that day for the whole park, the maintenance of the whole park, and she has to allow the public to use it. This lease,
Where does it say that there's only 2 fields? Oh, is it on this
it's
picture?
just, it's described as ball fields.
Described as ball fields and related facilities for the ball fields. And that's just to try to align with the open access requirement, which is in chain of title, which burdens the land. No changes were made this morning to this, other than me trying to make it look pretty because the formatting was off.
But we're saying it doesn't include the bottom field.
I mean, I've played on that.
Your talk with Kim and Mr. Hinkle, that's what it says.
Well, I emailed.
That's why it says that.
To Laura.
Okay.
And then I would assume sends it out, but,
Well, I would like to include the bottom field.
in my mind, the bottom field's a ball field because I played on that ball field for years, at Notre Dame High School and then in a softball league out there many years ago. But I can slice it however you all want it.
I mean,
We
if
can
this,
give them
if,
the whole thing with public access. We can carve out specific fields. This is just me trying to take comments and create a document that works with the chain of title. That's what I'm trying to do.
no, I think that's,
Because the
That's
Summit
fine.
Park Association, who conveyed the property to the county, put that in the chain, that public access. That's all I'm trying to do.
and I'm okay with it as long as it includes all 3 fields.
Well, Susan, I guess you better read because she can't do anything until she comes back here with.
No, I agree with that.
With a plan and a cost and has the money set aside to do it.
I mean, she hasn't even had a chance to look at this or have somebody look at it, correct?
That's correct, because we've been kicking it around
Right.
on our side. Yeah. Yep.
So I think she needs to get a chance to look at it or have somebody look at it.
Motion to table.
And in the meantime, a copy needs to go to the West Virginia Girls Softball League. And then you can come back with the information from the state that you're in compliance. How's that? Put this on the next meeting?
I said motion to table.
Well, I'd like to
Next
see,
meeting.
I'd like to see it on the next agenda.
And that she show up with, that she is
You can do that in 2 weeks, Lynette.
good with the state of West Virginia and as good as with the IRS that she's still a nonprofit.
Thank you, Trey. Okay, so no action on 16. It will be on the next agenda. Number 17, review, discuss, consider awarding bid for RFP roof replacement for sheriff. Now I know why you're here.
So, in pre-bid. Low bid, not meet all the requirements of the RFP. Because also, I have to recommend submit the bid.
Lee River. Thank you, Dean. I'll make a motion to do as Mr. Hamrick has told us, set the Lee River.
Okay, so the motion is to award the bid to Lee Rigger Builds LLC for $53,698, being the middle bid.
And for legal purposes, that the reason we did not take the lowest bid as far as because they did not meet.
Bid spec.
This submission.
And add that to his motion.
What did it leave out, Danny?
Nothing for the canopies, but including the RFP. They did not have a time schedule. Didn't return a cover sheet. They also did not, sign return the block release. Basically what they gave us was a one-page bid.
Are you the only one that went over these bids?
No, three of us.
You have a sheet showing what you guys did?
Yeah, turn those in and out.
In the future, would you please include those with bids so that we understand how you all came to the conclusion?
Okay, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you, Danny. Number 18, review, discuss, consider building commission reappointments for the following. A, Victor Folio, B, Mary Robinson, and C, Greg Chalice. What's the pleasure? Motion to approve 18A through C. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 19, review, discuss, consider a resolution accepting funds from the West Virginia Courthouse Facilities Improvement Authority.
So Russ is not here today. He had a family emergency. He, for the next 19, 20, 21, 22. Courthouse facilities it's a $100,000 grant. We could only ask for 80,000 in reimbursement so far. He will request the other 20,000 when the project is complete. So that's for number 19. Number 20 is the Best Friends Animal Society. It's a trap, neuter, and release program for cats. It's $5,000. Number 21 is a Walmart grant for $1,500 for the Friday and Saturday night movies. And number 22 is that's the hideout funds that we get every year for overtime pay. It's $50,000 total.
How much was the Walmart?
1,500.
Okay.
Madam President, for permission, I'll make the motion to go ahead as Michelle has spoken. Motion for 19, 20, 21, and 22, please.
Yes. So the motion is to approve number 19, number 20, number 21, and number 22 for those projects stated and the amounts. Is there any discussion?
Just one thing. Kim, if you're still on there, did you buy your new screen? Your blow up screen?
He didn't purchase that.
You did?
Mhm.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Laura is not here. Did she leave anything with you
She did
for a
not.
report? Okay. Commissioner Treecost?
Only that Michelle, next meeting, please have on there, the process to begin the demolition vote on for the screen, the drive-in screen, let's be specific. The drive-in screen to be demolished.
Okay.
Because we will take ownership of that, take weeks, and we would like to get the ball rolling so that we can move, if we decide.
It-
Or, get have that screen tore down, and running for a game.
Commissioner Hinkle?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to thank the voters in Harrison County for passing the 2 countywide levies. That was a very important thing for Harrison County, and I appreciate it. John's people, election night, election day, did a great job. Couldn't be more proud of them. Canvas, they set it up and it worked flawless. So again, John, thank you. It was little more longer than we thought because the amount of items to check, but Canvas went great and we had no issues. We had a couple close races, but everything there went smoothly. And excited for the fall election. Thank you.
I would concur with Mr. Hinkle on the election process, clerk's office. And that's all I have. Motion to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.